My background is as a computer scientist, and I've been involved over the years in developing technologies from a human factors point of view, studying user interface design in a scientific way. Part of my interests have been the application of this technology towards educational purposes. In that pursuit, I've developed a theory of education and the use of technology that I call engagement and construction. The engagement part tells me that students work most creatively when they're working with teams of other students to construct something of such quality and ambition that no one of them could do it alone. The second level of that engagement and construction theory is that the students should work with someone outside the classroom to construct objects of meaning to those people, something that provides service in a constructive, positive, and socially beneficial way. This theory has driven me in terms of the use of technology in our rich technology classrooms and in distance learning situations. My favorite stories include ones such as the students who were interested in computers for the elderly. They read the literature, took a bunch of computers to a local old age home for several weeks to find out what worked and what didn't work for these elders, and wrote a report, not to me, but to the director of the old age home, with a well-argued position, with references and evidence about what that director of the old age home could do within their circumstances. So those kind of experiences have pushed me further and further along the route to emphasize this philosophy of education, which in its soundbite way might be called relate, create, donate. And if I had my way, I'd like to give a grade for the amount of social benefit produced by my students during the semester. I think those kind of experiences are highly motivating to most students, and it changes their lives in many cases for the way they relate to their peers and the kind of work that they do. Of course, my memories are filled with the most positive experiences, and there are struggles in trying to create collaborative teams, and I would say 1 in 10 teams runs into some kind of trouble, but that's exactly what I want my students to learn how to deal with. How to work together with others, how to plan their time, how to assess each other's work, how to deal with those who don't deliver on time or up to the level that the other students expect in the team. Now, this notion that students should construct something is, I think, central, and it is guided by my appreciation of the possibilities of these new technologies, that students can really produce beautiful objects of importance to others. And the experience of doing that is highly motivating for those students. I think it reaches towards this question about what is education and what do we mean by encouraging the human spirit. For me, I feel most human, most thrilled, most engaged, most in that feeling of flow when I'm being creative, when I'm doing something new, when I have a goal, when I have a challenge. And the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi has written about this under the term flow, and his new book focuses more directly on creativity. And for me, that's where the action is. So teaching students to surf the net is okay, but for me, the goal is to teach them to make waves. And that creative moment is where I think their spirit soars, where their engagement is greatest, where their participation with others is richest, and where they feel most